They weigh as much as 16 African elephants and are stacked higher than a 40-story building. How on earth did ancient Egyptians build the Great Pyramid of Giza thousands of years ago without modern technology? For decades, the answer seems simple and a bit out of this world: aliens. But is that really the case? Let's dive deep into one of history's greatest mysteries and separate fact from fiction. The idea that extraterrestrials built the pyramids is incredibly popular. Proponents point to the sheer scale and precision of the structures. The Great Pyramid alone is made of about 2.3 million stone blocks, some weighing up to 80 tons. These blocks were quarried, transported, and lifted into place with astonishing accuracy. The pyramid is almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal points of the compass, a feat that would challenge even modern builders. How could a civilization without cranes, bulldozers, or laser levels achieve this? The ancient astronaut theory suggests they had help from advanced alien beings who shared their technology and knowledge. This theory also highlights strange carvings and hieroglyphs found in some Egyptian temples. One famous example is the Dendera light, a set of carvings in the Hathor temple at Dendera. To some, it looks suspiciously like a giant light bulb with a filament inside, complete with a cable and power source. Could this be proof of ancient electrical technology given to them by aliens? Another piece of supposed evidence comes from the Abydos helicopter hieroglyphs in a temple built by Seti. Some carvings look remarkably like a modern helicopter, a submarine, and even a spaceship. Are these depictions of advanced vehicles that the ancient Egyptians witnessed? It is easy to see why these images fuel the imagination and lead people to believe that something otherworldly was going on. Plus, there's the speed. Historical records suggest the Great Pyramid was built in just 20 to 30 years. To place 2.3 million blocks in that time frame, workers would have had to set a new block every few minutes, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It seems almost impossible for human labor alone. So, the argument goes, there must have been a more advanced power source or technology at play, something not of this earth. The idea of anti-gravity devices or powerful energy beams from alien ships makes the construction timeline seem much more plausible. However, as compelling as the alien theory sounds, archaeologists and Egyptologists have a very different story to tell, one that is arguably even more impressive because it showcases human ingenuity. Let's start with the workforce. For a long time, people believed the pyramids were built by a massive army of slaves. But archaeological discoveries, including a workers' village near the pyramids, have completely changed this view. Excavations have revealed bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities, suggesting the builders were skilled, well-fed Egyptian laborers, not slaves. They were organized, respected, and dedicated to building a monument for their pharaoh. So, how did they move those massive stones? They didn't need alien anti-gravity. Evidence suggests they used a combination of brains and brawn. A famous tomb painting from around 1900 BC shows a colossal statue being moved by a large group of workers, with one person pouring water on the sand in front of the sledge. For a long time, this was just thought to be part of a ritual. But a few years ago, physicists decided to test it. They found that wetting the sand in front of a sledge reduces friction by up to 50%, making it much easier to pull heavy objects. The Egyptians literally paved their own way with water. As for lifting the blocks, the most widely accepted theory involves ramps. While we haven't found a complete, intact ramp, we have found evidence of their existence. There are different ideas about what these ramps look like. Some suggest a long, straight ramp leading up one side of the pyramid. Others propose a spiral ramp that wrapped around the pyramid as it grew taller. A more recent and compelling theory suggests an internal ramp system. This would explain why no massive external ramp has been found. It was built inside the pyramid itself and is still there. A French architect, Jean-Pierre Houdin, developed a detailed 3D model showing how an internal ramp could have worked, allowing workers to haul blocks up from the inside. What about the incredible precision? The Egyptians were master astronomers and mathematicians. They could have used the stars, particularly the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, to align the pyramids with true north. By tracking the movement of these constellations round the North Star, they could have created a near-perfect north-south line. As for the level base, they might have used a simple but brilliant technique involving water by cutting a network of channels into the bedrock, filling them with water, and marking the water level. They could have created a perfectly flat surface to build upon. And those mysterious hieroglyphs, the Dendera light and the Abydos helicopter. Egyptologists have pretty solid explanations for those two. The Dendera carving isn't a light bulb, but a depiction from Egyptian mythology. It shows a snake, a symbol of fertility, emerging from a lotus flower, which was a symbol of creation. It's a religious scene, not a technical diagram. The Abydos helicopter is a result of something called palimpsest. This is when carvings are altered over time. The original inscriptions made for Pharaoh Seti I were later filled in with plaster and recarved. For his son, Ramesses II, over thousands of years, the plaster has eroded, revealing parts of both sets of carvings at the same time. The overlapping hieroglyphs create accidental shapes that our modern eyes interpret as helicopters and submarines. It's a classic case of seeing familiar patterns where none exist. So, while the idea of aliens zipping around in spaceships, lending a hand to build the pyramids, is a fun and exciting thought, the evidence just isn't there. Instead, what we find is a story of incredible human achievement. The pyramids stand as a testament not to extraterrestrial visitors, but to the amazing power of human cooperation, intelligence, and perseverance. The ancient Egyptians were brilliant engineers, organizers, and problem solvers who, using the tools and knowledge they had, created some of the most enduring wonders of the world. The real mystery is in how they did it, but how we could have ever underestimated them. The truth behind the pyramids is a story of our own ancestors' capabilities. It reminds us that with dedication and ingenuity, humans can achieve the seemingly impossible. What do you think? Are you convinced by the evidence for human ingenuity? Or do you still think there's a piece of the puzzle missing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. See you next time.